people, I'm so glad to see you back on the mat. Today we've got another one of our Quickie series, but instead of targeting just one area of the body, today we're doing total body. So quick little workout you can sneak in whenever you want to feel that little bit of strength, that little bit of connectedness, but you don't have a lot of time in front of you. You're just going to need your mat for this one. You're going to start on all fours, wrists right underneath those shoulders, knees right underneath those hips. We'll start with some nice spinal mobility. So making your way there, just feel really connected to the mat here with your fingertips kind of clawing through, strength and support in those shoulders, knees under those hips, tops of the feet pressing down there into the mat to support you. Again, finding that connectedness, that foundation. You're in your neutral spine just like you would be if you were to start on your back here, pulling that belly button up away from gravity. Feel that transverse abdominis, that internal corset. Going on here with a cat-cow. As you breathe in, you'll drop the belly, shine your heart forward as your head and your tailbone reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, you'll start to curl. Pull the back of your belly button up high. Look between those knees. Tuck the tailbone under. Really press away. Inhale to drop the belly down, coming into that nice spine extension. It's gentle. Don't force it here. And then exhale, finding that curl, that round shape. Stretching the skin of your back body. Take a few more rounds of that, as slow or as fast as you want to here. I want you to just feel the space you're creating between each and every vertebra. Feel the strength you're creating across your core, keeping your belly button connected as you transition from one shape to the next. I'm just going to take one more round here. And then I'll find a neutral spine once I'm done with that one round. Once you're here in your neutral spine, you're going to take a variation of your bird dog. We're going to stay on your single side here. I'm starting with left arm, right leg, but it doesn't really matter. Whichever one feels more natural to you is just fine. You'll reach your left arm, right leg away from one another. Take a breath in, and then breathe out, set them right back down. Breathe in to pause, breathe out to reach, same side, breathe in to pause, breathe out to set it back down. So we're taking that 2 rounds of breath. Your goal is to remain nice and steady across your torso, steady across your low back. Make sure your weight isn't shifting into that opposite hip or knee. Strengthening using the opposite shoulder. You're always exhaling as you move and inhaling to hold. 2 more like that. On the last one, you're going to hold that arm and leg out nice and long. Remember, it's whichever one you wanted to start with. You're going to drop that hand and toe all the way down towards the ground, leaving the arm and leg long and straight. And then exhale to lift back up. Drop it down. Exhale to lift. Taking these little lift and lowers of the arm and leg, notice how your balance may start to shift. Activate your core even more. Shoulder even more. Keep your neck long. We've got 3 more of these. 2 more. On the last one, you're going to hold it up there. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that hand, set that knee back down. Take a breath. Recollect your core. Sticking with that same side here, I want you to lift just your arm alongside your ear. So it's reaching about parallel to the mat. Try to keep that core nice and tight. From here, you're going to circle that arm around towards the side like a T, half T, and then bring that hand all the way back towards your hip. Try to keep your shoulders square as you do so. So you're keeping your arm parallel to the floor, swinging it up alongside the ear, and then swinging it back alongside the hip. Can you turn on the muscles in your back body on the opposite side here to keep yourself nice and firm, nice and centered? Neck is relaxed, neck is long. Drawing this little half moon shape. We're going to do 3 more of these. You'll feel your tricep at the end there. Last one. And then your hand's gonna come right back down. Once your hand is down, sticking with that same side you started with, so it's your right leg if you're following me. You're gonna straighten that right leg back behind you, keep your toe on the ground. Square off those hips, both hands are down this time. You're gonna hover that leg up about hip height. From here, make sure you're nice and square. You wanna keep your knee and your toe facing down towards the mat. I'm gonna open that right leg 2 inches towards the right, and then right back in. It's outer thigh, it's inner thigh. Trying to keep those hips steady. It's gonna be very easy to dump into that opposite side glute and hip, balancing that teacup on your tailbone, reaching that toe long in both directions. It's only about 2 inches in both directions, because if you go larger, you're losing your stability, your form. We're here for 4. For 3, squeeze those inner thighs. For 2. And then the last one here, set that knee down, open those knees wide, toes can kiss, sit back towards those heels, nice big stretch back. Drop the forehead to your mat, and you're just gonna wave the head from right to left like you're shaking it no. Little massage here across the forehead, but what this is doing is relaxing any tension that may have built up in your neck. And then we'll slowly wave the spine on forward. And then I'm going to swing around to do the same thing on the other side here, just so you can see what's happening. So wrists underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Collect your core here. Activate that neutral spine. When you're ready, right arm, left leg are reaching long. Inhale to hold. You're setting them back down. So same series, starting with that reach, hold, and then coming back to all 4s in between. Trying as hard as we can not to shift the weight here. Using that top of the foot on the opposite side, the stability side, to help you. Using your breath to help you. It's always an exhale to move. Inhale to recollect that form, and exhale to move. Now, we already worked on that first side, so you might feel like this side is a little bit more challenging than the other. Try to keep from head to hips totally still. We got 3 more. Taking that bird dog on this side. Single side often harder than switching from one to the other. You're going to hold the up on this last one. Straight arm, straight leg, they lower down to the mat. They lift back up. Lower down to the mat, and lift back up. Exhale on the lift. I like that to try to keep the low back out of it. You're reaching long in both directions. We've got 4. We've got 3. You got this. On the last one, we're holding it up there. You know what to do. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them down. Take a breath. Going with just the arm here. It lifts alongside your ear. Once you're ready, keep it parallel to the floor. Swing it back. Squeeze the tricep as that arm goes alongside your hip. Circle it right back up, parallel to the floor, and then right back down. Strength here across your rotator cuff. You might notice that one shoulder had more stability than the other on these little arm rainbows. Drawing that half moon shape in both directions. Strong in that stabilizing shoulder. There's work there on that stabilizing side. Activating your obliques here. Did you know? Opposite side obliques, working hard on these. 3 more. 2 more. And then after this last one, you can set that right hand right back down under your shoulder. Firm pressure between both hands, sending that left leg straight back behind you, toe down to start. Square off those hips. Knee and toes stay facing the ground as you lift up to about hip height. Reach, reach, reach long out that toe. Outer thigh as it opens 1 inch to the left. Inner thigh as it comes right back in. Outer thigh, inner thigh. If you turn the leg out here, you're just not going to get the right work across that outer and inner hip. That support for your deep core, or psoas, that lift across your pelvic floor is what we're strengthening here. Opposite side obliques again coming into play. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, squeeze those inner thighs, and last one. Set that knee down, open them wide, toes can kiss. You're sitting all the way back towards those heels. This time, instead of dropping the forehead, you're going to walk both hands towards the right side of your mat. See if you can stretch out the side body on your left. Sinking the hips square and heavy is your goal, while that upper body takes that lateral bend. 2 breaths here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So walk those hands right on over towards the left. You're kind of pressing back so that the hips can sink further towards the heels. Use that connection with the palms here to stretch in the right side torso. 2 breaths here. We'll come right back to center. Drop the chin towards the chest. You're going to roll up one bone at a time. Start with the tail, low back, mid back, rib cage, shoulders, neck, and head are last. Gorgeous. Alrighty, from here I'm going to have you make your way into a plank shape. You're high up on those hands, so straight arms here. One leg at a time is going to go back behind you. About a fist distance between the knees, between the feet is good. You don't want your legs all the way together, but if you do need to, you can open those legs further apart. It'll give you a little bit more support. Head and heels, they're reaching in opposite directions. We're going to take just what's called plank to pike. You'll send the hips straight up and back, folding yourself in half like a little inverted V. Can you try to drop the heels as far down towards the mat as you can, coming into this big stretch in the backs of those legs. You'll just wave the spine forward, coming back into that plank shape. And then exhale, send those hips high, drop those heels back, and shift back forward into that plank. So you're just sending the weight back behind the hands and then shifting the weight back over those wrists. Lifting the hips nice and high and back, and then finding that strength, locking the shoulders in your back pockets as you shift the weight forward. We're just going to do 3 more of these. Nothing crazy, finding that strength in your center. Keep the core activated this whole entire time. Once you're done with your last one here, I want you to try to hold your plank. See if you can lift your right toes up away from the mat, little hover. Try to keep those hips totally still. Set those right toes back down. Can you do the same thing on the left side? Feel the strength across your core. One more on each side like this. Hovering the right, take a breath. And then hovering that left. And from here, you'll bend the elbows, drop yourself all the way down to your belly, untuck those toes, and we'll lift the head and the heart for a teeny baby swan. So small here. Try to keep the squeeze out of the glutes, pulling up your core, heart towards the front edge of your mat. Drop one bone at a time. We're going to lift a little higher each time. Press into those palms, lift the head, lift the heart. A little bit more this time. And then lower right on down. Feel the muscles in your back doing the work. So not super pressure in the arms. More about the space in the front body. The strength in your back. Arms don't have to go all the way straight here. We're going to do one more. Hold yourself up this time. Space in the front torso. Look over the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. Look back to center. You're going all the way down. Take a breath. From here, let's start to roll over onto our side. You want to bring your forearm up on the mat, and then your toes are going to reach long towards the front corner of the mat, and your hips are reaching towards the back corner of the mat. Now you can either stay on the forearm, or you can go ahead and cradle your head in your hand from here. So 2 options, propped up in that little side plank or head cradled in your hand as you lie on your side. You're going to have your front arm, your top arm in front of you, just pressing down into the mat. And then both sets of knees and toes facing towards the screen, towards the front. So Point your top toe here. Reach that leg longer than the bottom leg. You're lifting that bottom side of your torso up away from the mat. If you want to shove those fingertips under there and leave it lifted off the mat, that's always a good option if you need a little reminder. Now this leg is going to lift up as high as you can keep that space between your obliques and the mat underneath you, and then it's going to lower right back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now move as quick as you can keep the stability in your torso, strengthen your center, but don't move so quick that you're losing the control over your movements. You'll feel the outer and inner thighs start to light up quite a bit, just like when we took that little out and in with your leg on all fours at the start of class. Reaching long and strong, we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there on your last one. You're going to flex your toes, start to kick that foot in front of you, and then point your toes, start to kick that foot back behind you. So you flex to kick front, point to sweep back. The hand pressing into the mat in front of you is going to help you with balance. You're only kicking as far forward and back here as you can keep your hips steady. So you don't want that top hip swinging in the opposite direction of the leg. Constantly reaching that leg longer than the bottom leg is going to help you stay connected in those obliques. Working on balance here. Let's do 5 more. You got this. Reach that leg long. Bottom leg supporting you. It's doing work as well. Last 2. Last 1. You're going to bring that leg back to hover over the bottom leg. From here, we're going to do what's called hot potato. You'll lift the leg up, tap the toe to the ground in front of the other toe. Lift the leg up, tap the heels together. So toes towards toes, heels towards heels. The bottom leg doesn't move, it's just that top hip rotating. You want to think about your thigh bone doing the rotation instead of your foot. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially in that internal shape. You don't get that position very often in your everyday life. If you want to keep your hand on your hip for stability here, that's always a good option. Let's do 3 more of these. Feeling that pinch, that burn. On the last one, you're going to hold that top leg turned out. From here, I'm going to point my toe, kick it as high as I can, and then flex my foot, drop the heel all the way down to connect. So point to kick, flex to lower. Point to kick, flex to lower. This time it's okay if that torso's moving around a little bit. Find the strength that reach out the heel all the way down. Find the power in the glute in the side of the hip here all the way up. In that turnout, you've got a whole lot more range of motion. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2. On the last one, you're going to hold that foot hovering. You're in a flexed foot here. Little circles. Find that circle with your thigh. Little pinch in the seat. That's okay. That's correct. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Reverse that circle. One side might feel more fluid than the other. Try to make it happen with control. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Give yourself a little pat if you need it. Breath here. We're doing the same thing on the second side. So you'll swing those legs right around, and we're going to end up lying with the other leg on top. Remember, up on the forearm or head cradled in the hand, whatever works for you works for me. Tailbone far back, toes far forward. One side might be a whole lot harder than the other. That's totally fine. Be okay with whichever this one is. You're starting with parallel, so knees and toes facing towards the screen, lifting that leg up, keep it parallel, lift the torso up, keep it lifted as you lift and lower, lift and lower. So constantly reaching that leg long is just going to help you keep the hips stacked. It's going to help you keep from head to hips totally still and work the core, your powerhouse, even more. Now make sure your low back is long and neutral. We don't want to be dumping into the low back here to feel like we can lift our leg higher if we do so. This one's not about lifting the leg high, it's about lifting the leg long, finding outer inner thighs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It stays up. We flex the foot to kick forward. We point the toe to sweep it back. Flex to kick front, point to kick back. Breathe in to kick front. Breathe out to kick back. So finding some work in front and back of the hip this time instead of side to side like those lift and lowers. We're working all directions here in this sideline work. It's about the core, it's about the hips, it's about your glutes, it's about the legs. You know you're feeling that burn. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Bring that leg to hover over the top. You're going to take those hot potatoes. Toes come down to kiss. Lift, heels come down to kiss. Toes come down to kiss. Heels come down to kiss. So finding that rotation in your thigh bone as much as you can. You might have more rotation on this side. You might have less rotation on this side. Doesn't matter. You're listening to your body. You're finding the strength. As long as you feel that work surrounding your hip, you've got it. You're good. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2. We hold the turnout on the last one. Point the toe, kick it up high this time. Flex the foot, drop it all the way down. Point to lift, flex to lower. Kicking high in the sky this time. Find that space in that inner thigh. Opening up nice and big. Try to aim your foot behind your head here. So opening up in your turnout. Finding the space in those legs. Nice and powerful with your breath. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2. Hold that hover on the last one. Nice flexed foot, long out the heel, circles here. Maintain the turnout as you draw the circle. You'll feel more of that pinch just underneath your seat where you want that little lift in the peach. We're here for 3, 2, reverse that circle. One side might have more stability than the other. You got this. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Oh my God, really feeling it. Tap that seat. Take out that tension. Slow down the heart rate. From here, making your way onto our back. Gonna end today with some bridge work and some core work, and then I'll send you on your way. Knees are bent straight up towards the sky. I want you to bring your heels in close to your seat here, but little space still between those knees and those feet. Feet grounded like the number 11, pressing down with the backs of the arms. It's a neutral bridge. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, send the sits bones closer towards one another. Use that strength in your back body to lift the hips straight up towards the sky. Now, with your heels so close to the seat, you should really be able to feel the hips, the thighs, reaching over the knees. So send that stretch forward. Find more length in the front body, more strength in the back body, and then slowly roll it down. Start with your heart. One bone at a time is going to drop. Try to keep your neck relaxed. More length. Tailbone through those heels. Set the tail down. Take a breath in. One more like that. Exhale, squeeze the glutes. Hips going straight up in neutral. Find the space in the front body, the strength. Remember to activate your glutes. They don't activate unless you tell them to. Take an inhale. And then roll it on down, tucking that pubic bone up. One bone at a time sinks heavy. Relax to neutral at the bottom. From here, you're going to walk your feet out a little bit further from the seat. So not your typical 90-degree bend, a little bit further away than you normally would go. Same thing, 2 bridges, neutral up, articulating down. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze those glutes, lift those hips, feel the backs of the thighs. More challenge this time with that less narrow bend in the knee. Inhale here, keep the glutes on as you roll it down, spine long, place that Velcro right back in place. Really feel that activation in the hamstrings. You need that conscious activation.
Take an inhale. Exhale, turn on the back body. Use the backs of the arms to help lift you. Press through all four corners of both feet. Hips are high, knees are reaching long in the opposite direction. Roll it down with control. Belly button to spine here. Find that space, find that length. Relaxing back to neutral. We're going to do 2 bridges with long legs here, more challenging, pressing through just those heels of the feet with your toes flexed up towards the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, triceps press down, hover those hips. Really activate here in the backs of the thighs. Take a big breath in. On the breath out, try to articulate. Set the rib cage down first, then the low back, then finally the tailbone sits down at the last second. We're doing 1 more of those. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, hover those hips. Now, depending on how much meat you're working with back here in that peach, you might be able to feel that articulation more than someone else taking this same class. Setting that tailbone down. Take a big breath and relax. From here, I'm going to float my arms about 2 inches up away from the mat. I'm going to find my chest lift, nodding my chin, lifting my head, lifting my heart. I'm looking towards those toes. From here, can you bring your feet into a Pilates V? Press the heels as hard as you possibly can in towards one another. And lift 2 straight legs up to a 45-degree angle. Engage your core, deepest, lowest abdominal, scoop, scoop, scoop. Start to breathe, start to pump. It's your 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts. Find more core, find more strength in those arms. Opening up the collarbone, opening up the chest. Can you lift that head 2 inches higher? Maybe you can lower those feet 2 inches lower. Find that activation between the ribs and the hips. Find the strength in your center as you breathe. Working on that core. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. Drop the head. Little rock, right and left. From here, we're going into your single leg stretch. Head, neck, and chest curls up. Try to keep that head, neck, and chest up. Left leg goes long as both hands come towards that right shin. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Now move a little faster. Inhale, exhale, exhale, pulling that knee straight in, keeping that core on. Make it happen from the abdominals, from the back. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both knees in. Set the head down. Little rock. Right, left. From here, curl the head, neck, and shoulders back up. Modified version of your double leg stretch. Arms and legs are both going to go long into that V shape. And then knees are going to come in as the hands come back towards those shins. So no circle with the arms. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, pull it right in. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, come right in. So without adding that circle, you don't have as much activation in your back. More challenge coming to the core. We're here for 4. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. You're going to hold it out on 1. Can you send those hands towards those heels? Can you lift the head even higher? Flutter kicks with the legs. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. 3 big breaths here. Melt into the mat. Feel connected to the floor, supporting you. Slowing down the breath and the heart rate. Eliminating tension. Stay here as long as you want. We are all done here today. My friends, I hope you feel amazing after that one. I can't wait to see you next time on the mat.